Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live, Trackside Racing Network, here for the Red Sox Racing Series. It is time for Watkins Glen here in the Red Sox Racing League. Set to go with two classes, of course. It is the Gt4s and the Touring class set to get after it. Of course, it's with the boot, but we will bring in our partner in crime. It is Todd Chase Jr. Todd, welcome to New York.
Yeah, it's great to be back here. Going to see some really good racing between these guys, and I can't wait for it.
One of our favorite road courses, I think, in all of our racing. I think that's pretty safe to say. There might be one or two that's up there with it, but really looking forward to it right now. Cameron Bidwell leading the way here in the Gt4 qualifying. That is Gt4, right?
Yes.
I believe it is. I'm pretty sure it is. So, yes. Yeah, it is. So, it is Gt4 qualifying going on right now. Cameron Bidwell, like I said. Todd, we got a lot of drivers in here tonight.
Yeah, I believe we got 14 touring cars in here. And,
crap ton of other ones.
Yeah, I'm trying to... Well, let's see.
My ATV always lags. Whatever.
I know.
For some reason, it's multi-class it lags. I'm not sure why, but it does. It is what it is. Ain't much we can do about it right now.
No, but overall, I mean, we've got a total of...
A lot. It's like 32, 33.
Maybe more. Well, yeah, 31 have put in a time.
Wow.
We've got another 4.
Yeah, so 35. This might be the biggest field I have called, maybe. 35, 36 for them. So, big crowd here tonight. So, good crowd here on this 3.4 mile track. Of course, we did mention that they will be running the boot. Todd, so that's going to put us at 11 turns here tonight in tonight's race. Which turn, Todd, will be the trickiest for these guys?
I'm going to go all the way back to turn 5. We've seen it in years past with some of these cars where turn 5 has been always the issue, coming out of that carousel, carrying so much speed and trying to slow down. It is just sometimes it's, you can't really slow down fast enough.
Yeah,
that something happens.
A lot of guys predict the inner loop to always be the trickiest, but I'm not going to give that to these guys. I think these guys are talented enough to definitely not have really much of an issue with that. We're probably going to see some runoffs and stuff. But Todd, I'm going to look at turn 6 and 7, which is a chute, which is a hard, pretty tough left-hand turn. You're carrying a lot of speed after you come out of the outer loop, like you mentioned, in turn 5, so you're carrying quite a bit of speed. And then you got that tricky turn 7, which is a really tough right-hander. That's pretty much a big U for the most part, and we've seen some accidents happen there. So really thinking that turns 5, 6, and 7 could be it, Todd, but one of the most important turns, well, is turn 1.
Yeah, we'll see some of these guys breaking a little bit early here at the beginning of this one to kind of set the tone, and then we could see some guys maybe misjudge the braking zone there and ultimately getting into the back of somebody else.
Yeah. So one of the things I always talk about when we bring like the trucks and we do the stock car races on Sunday nights is turn 1. You can be really aggressive in that turn. There's a big runoff area that's paved. But it is a very aggressive turn 1 exit, in my opinion. I don't know how you feel about it, but I don't feel like you have to finesse it.
I mean, at the start of the race,
yes.
I'm super conservative.
For sure.
Letting, if I don't want to contend for the spot that I'm in right now, like if I'm in the back half of the field, I'll just take my time getting there, let everybody go ahead of me, and then as the race goes on, then I'll start getting more aggressive through there and stuff like that. But one thing we do have to worry about, yes, there may be a lot of runoff there in turn 1, but with the off tracks that iRacing has changed it up a little bit to where now, if you barely go on the other side of them rumble strips in turn 1, you're going to get an off track.
For sure. So that's one of the things that we kind of talk about quite a bit in here, Todd, because the point situation is always big in this situation, Todd, and we can go ahead and talk about the points if you choose to, if I don't pop up the wrong thing on my screen. What was it, Todd? Coming in tonight, Justin Kirby, currently your points leader in the Gt4 class, I do believe.
Yep, he's got a tight battle there with Nikhil Kompker for them points, that points lead there. Also, I believe for the touring cars, let me look here. Let me pull it up. Let's see here. Yeah, so for the GT4, it is Justin Kirby, Nikhil Kompker, and James Simmons, your top three. Actually, there's a three. Well, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, 5.
Five-way tie for third right now between James Simmons, Tommy Ryan, Mitch Heller, Chris Shieldsmith, and Zachary Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
Then for the TCR class, you've got Colin Weatherholt leading that with David Sutton second. And then you got a two-car tie between Ryan Robertson and Les Turner for third.
For sure. And then from there, we look at the team standings, something a little bit different this season. Of course, that is points for each driver in each class, teammate-wise. Nikhil Kopker in the GT4 with David Shutt currently leading the PG-13 Team Brown points. They got 170, which is really nice. Actually, they got 85 points to both 2 races so far this season. Then we got Team Red Sox, which is, I don't know if that's surprising. They didn't have the best run last week. They got 79 points, which that's what they had the first night as well. But still a second place for them right now with Satellite Racing. Ross Booth, Ryan Robertson currently third, which of course Watkins went this week. Red Bull the following week. I think there's a chance, guys, that we could be missing Hockenheim due to my crappy work schedule now. But we will hopefully, we should have Daytona for sure, but we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully something changes, but we'll see how that all works out. Todd, qualifying is over, and it does look like Cameron Bidwell was able to hold on to the GT4 class lead with David Shutt and Ryan Robertson going to round out the touring car.
Yep, so the field should be starting to grid up here shortly.
Looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah.
These guys always put on a great show here in the Thursday night slot. Make sure you guys like this stream and subscribe and all that good stuff. All right. Cars are starting to grid up here on the Watkins Glen front straightaway. Todd, by the way, there was some bigger news about the delayed start in this one, I do believe.
Yep, so the fields will be split, and there will be a 15-second delay for the touring cars to kind of help. Well, I mean, like in the start, the green flag. Right. So
yeah, pretty big little split right there between them. So we should be able to get both here pretty simple, I would guess, or at least I would hope so.
We want to mention, I believe, the distance tonight. Yes, it's a 35-minute timed race, but it does look like it's going to be between 19 or 18 laps, depending on how the GT4s run.
Exactly. So we'll have to wait and see. But I am looking forward to this one, Todd. Here at the Glen here in New York, everybody's still gridding up here. We got about 40 seconds or so, maybe a little bit sooner before we roll off here at the front stretch to take a lap. We will hop on the nose here in just a minute of Cameron Bidwell like we always do, or like we tried to do anyway. I will say, Todd, it looks like that team up front looks like Cameron Bidwell and Joey Atterbury, I believe, them were teammates on the front row.
Yep. That'll be an interesting start between them two as the field's starting to roll here on the front stretch at Watkins Glen.
And here you go, riding on the nose with Cameron Bidwell, the driver of the 56, behind that pace truck here tonight. You can see him get some little heat in the tires. That is a big key factor when it comes to these road races. You see turn one, Todd, very hard braking, but pretty aggressive on the acceleration.
Yep. You definitely don't want to overstep your boundaries there because, like I had mentioned, you could very easily get an off track as well as actually lose control hitting those rumble strips just right.
One thing you're looking at now is what we like to call the S's here at Watkins Glen. Of course, this is just a series of turns, a left to right. Very tricky, I guess, in a way, especially if you're side by side. If you have a car that spins in front of you, it usually bottles down the whole track. So you got to be kind of careful through there, Todd. Here's one of your great passing zones where you can get a tow before you head into that bus stop.
Yep. And we've seen some really good 3-wide racing actually happen right here at the Toyota sign. That's usually when people start backing out to get ready to, go into that bus stop there.
Yeah, you're looking right here. You see him go through that bus stop, Todd. Here you go. Tricky turn number 5, like you mentioned.
Yep, you see all these guys coming out of that bus stop, and they'll be going through the carousel right here. A lot of speed carried through this corner right here. We'll see some of these guys way up at the top there, and then they'll go through, they're coming through to turn 5 right here.
And then turn 6, which is pretty tricky. Very easily make the mistake through this chute. You see a lot of guys spin there, and then one of the turns that I was really concerned about was right here in turn 7.
Here, yep.
Which is called the toe. It's pretty interesting. Basically a big U, but it does have elevation change. And you can see a lot of guys even touch that grass, and that's something we've seen plenty of people do, and that's usually what causes a wreck.
Yep, I was watching practice earlier, and there were a couple of guys that actually lost control there in turn 7. So, be interesting to see what happens there.
Pretty interesting right here going to turn 8. Turn 8 we didn't really talk about, but turn 8 not tricky as well. This is called the hill, and you can see why. Basically, like I said, or like we talked about, this is called the boot. So here you go. There's turn 8. Pretty aggressive turn, and then they go up a hill to tricky turn 9, which is basically getting us back to the cup straightaway.
Yep. I've always struggled here on this turn, thinking that you could go out a little bit wider, but then the car just seems to want to snap there on exit.
I agree. And then, of course, coming to turn 10, Todd. Pretty aggressive turn as well, I think. Now that they got that runoff area, of course, can get off track, but still a pretty aggressive turn now. And then, of course, Todd, we head to turn 11, where we get things started with you calling the green.
Pace truck should be coming onto pit road here shortly, as you see it right there, going down pit road, and we're waiting for the green flag to wave. Green flag is out for the GT4 class as they head down to turn 1.
So as they race into turn 1, you guys are looking at that. Here they go. Everybody right now is double file heading out of turn 1 as they start to look up 3 wide. A little bit further back in the field. Now we start working up the S's.
Still side by side through the S's for the GT4 class there for his second position.
Meanwhile, the touring cars, Todd, set to take the green flag as the field will be led up front by David Shutt. Green flag is out, and we're underway here at Watkins Glen for the touring class as well.
Yeah, you see those guys go through turn 1 as the GT4 cars are now starting to go through. They're coming out of the boot through now into turn 5.
Todd talked about how tricky that turn is. You look live here at Joey Atterbury. As you see him go a little wide here is the 42 of Nikhil Kopker. Maybe able to take this spot away. He does. He's bringing along James Simmons as well. Side by side they go through turns number 6 now.
Oh yeah, this is really tight racing right here. You definitely don't want to feel like you're claustrophobic in those. I mean, this racetrack, you kind of feel that quite a bit. I know I do, going through the S's sometimes. As you see right there, I believe that was Nikhil using some of that runoff.
I do not have my trading paints up, guys, so we may lose, hopefully not too much frames doing this, but I just got to update real quick. As we look a little bit further back into that touring class, it is Colin Weatherholt now putting a lot of pressure here on number 10, David Shutt, with Ron Robertson currently now in the lead. Oh, here comes a big move from Weatherholt looking to the inside, not going to be able to take it, I do not think.
We got problems here with Trent Brown as I was scrolling through the rest of the field to get to the TC class, and it looks like he had an issue, and he's on pit road right now.
I believe Ross Booth might have had an issue there too, Todd. Maybe. Sorry, my ATVO is trying to catch up with everything. Well, you think trading paints for that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see a lot of smoke here on the front stretches. You see a good touring car class race right here, single file right now all the way through the field, but cars starting to peek out just a little bit here.
Got a good trouble right here, right in front of Chris Shieldsmith. Shieldsmith was involved in that as well as they come through the bus stop.
Not sure what happened. There's Shieldsmith. You see him getting back on the racetrack, even making contact right there with Mark Kudrowski. We're not going to be able to get a replay on that, Todd, but looks like a pretty good one.
I want to say maybe Kudrowski was battling with Robert Kanchan, maybe.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure.
You see some cars being passed now. Right there, you see the 44. That is Chris Shieldsmith looking underneath Mark Kudrowski. You want to take that spot away, it looks like. A little bit farther up in the field, we got Tommy Ryan, who we're watching right now. You see that solid white car. It's going to change. There you go.
This is one of them guys that actually can work his way up through the field, depending on how he decides to run the tire strategy game tonight.
Really out of there, blinking just a little bit. Should be okay now. Single file right now for the most part. New fastest lap, Nikhil Kopker, a 150. 153. Pretty good lap time there. A little bit further back in the field. Look at that touring class. Right here, Colin Weatherholt. He is trying to close in on that weird looking car. David Shutt right up in front of him. That's a strange looking car, Todd.
That is strange, but trouble here for our GT4 leader. He just cut through part of the bus stop, got a little too deep there in the back half of the bus stop, and now he's going to have some pressure here shortly from Nikhil Kopker for that race lead.
And Nikhil has been fast the last couple laps against Cameron Bidwell, so we'll see that gap close even more as they work through turn number 7 this time. Once again, a very tricky turn. Back on the acceleration. Cameron Bidwell trying not to mirror drive. It's very easy to do that.
I know, I've gotten caught mirror driving
a couple times. David Shutt takes over the lead, by the way, in the touring car. Just took it away from Ryan Robertson. Both cars go wide there, Todd, but able to get back on track pretty nice.
Yeah, I don't think everybody's quite worried about off tracks here.
Yeah.
I think they're more worried about picking up that elusive win.
For sure.
As you see Nikhil now starting to lose a little bit of ground to Cameron Bidwell for the race lead, but don't count him out just yet.
For sure. Back here for the touring car, it is a 3-car battle for the race lead, with David Shutt up front leading the way. Just a little blink out there, but he's all right. He's leading right now. Ryan Robertson currently in P2. James Simmons has set the fastest lap of the race, 153.273. James Simmons right now currently sits in the 3rd position in the GT4 class, but right now watching the touring car race leaders get under it as we will hop on board here with Ryan Robertson in the 210 car.
Yeah, really good battle here for this race lead in the TC class. As they work their way through turn 11, looks like, I want to say that was David Shutt, got a little loose there on entry at turn 11.
Watch for a move
Shutt
here.
cut the grass right there.
Yeah, watch for a move right here in turn 1. Does he make it? Looks like he's not, which is very surprising. I thought he was going to look at least to the right side.
He is right there, though.
He's putting pressure right now. Here we go, up through the S's time. This could be a good race down a straightaway going into that braking zone at the bus stop. Oh, he's going to get a run here.
Oh, yeah, he's going to get a big run here. Actually, well, it's side by side here for second now.
Got a really big run out of turn to the S's.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's really shocking. I did not think that was going to happen.
Yeah,
Actually,
here he comes for the lead.
Yeah.
Good touring car race. To be honest, our touring car races have been pretty solid so far this season. I think, well, last week they were spaced out, wasn't they? Was it the touring or GT4 last week?
I think it was the GT class that was really spaced out.
Well, we got a good one here in the touring cars right now.
I mean, anywhere you go with these cars, they always seem to be right on top of each other.
Yeah.
Sticking with this TC class right now, see Weatherholt putting some pressure on David Shutt for that race lead. As they work their way, I believe this is going toward...
back onto the cup straightaway right here.
At turn 9.
Turn 9. Yep, here comes the run. Looks like he checked out of it. Colin Weatherholt putting a lot of pressure here on David Shutt. Todd, we've seen him do it up through the S's. The big run he got. He may be looking to do that again as they work out of turn 10 into turn 11.
See, I don't know. David Shutt looks really good out of 11.
He looks really good out of 11. That was such a big run that time for him. Extended right there pretty good by about 0.3. But here we go, out of turn 1. Let's see if Weatherholt can get that big run like he did last time up through the S's.
I don't quite think he will.
I don't feel like he's close enough this time.
No, and actually I was thinking Robertson was going to get a run on Weatherholt, but I mean, if it's going to happen, it's going to be late here. As right there, you see Shutt going to go to the inside.
Very smart move there by David Shutt. That's why he's one of the best in here. Taking that.
He's not giving up.
He's not. This is a good race right here between Shutt, Weatherholt, and Robertson. Riding off the back bumper of David Shutt, going through turn 6 now, heading towards turn 7.
Hey, don't count out this Brent Kirby car, too. I mean, he's just sitting there riding for the moment in 4th. I mean, just basically waiting to see if these three do tangle with each other.
Yeah, I mean, it's a smart strategy, you know. Stay close enough to the leaders. Don't let them out of sight, and you got a chance. And we're not really focused right now on that GT4 class. Right now, the biggest race is for our race lead. It's been happening for a couple laps now. So, Cameron Bidwell still leads that GT4 class right now.
Out of turn number 9, going toward turn 10. Here's Weatherholt looking. I think it's whoever it was. That's a little too early.
Yeah, somebody blinked. It's showing Alex LaRose on pit, but I think he might have blinked. I don't know what's going on. That's what it was. Now it's showing Justin Kirby. I know he's not on pit road. So.
Right.
All right, here we go. Down into turn 1 for this touring cars once again. Can Colin Weatherholt close this gap up? He looks for a big run out of turn 1, Todd, and heading up towards the S's. Here comes the other one.
Look at these guys slicing and dicing going through the S's here.
Ryan Robertson putting on a heck of a show here in 3rd, riding along, getting involved with it. Here we go, big move. Oh!
Weatherholt looks like he got the wall
scraped the
there.
wall. Yeah, he did scrape the wall.
That hasn't slowed him down just yet. Through the bus stop they go. David Shutt still leading. Grows that lead just a little bit on Weatherholt. Robertson still currently running 3rd.
You guys right now are looking at the, on your left side of the screen, the touring car field at the moment. Oh, what just happened? He blinked for a second.
Just blinked a little bit,
yeah.
Yep. Tell you what, for scraping the wall there, Colin Weatherholt has not relinquished this run for the race lead yet.
No, he has not. This is our main focus right now of the race. There is 2 classes once again in this one. We're just really focused right now on the battle for this top spot in the touring car class. Meanwhile, the GT4s, I'll just keep you guys updated on that while we watch this deal. Nothing has changed over there. Everything's still kind of the same.
I don't know why. I don't know if this is correct, but according to STK Gaming, that's the timing that I'm using right now. I guess Tommy Ryan is leading. I don't know if that's right or not.
Definitely wrong. Tommy Ryan P8 at the moment. Yeah, so we gotta figure out some of these overlays for our road stuff. Here we go, Todd. Back up to the S's. We will watch this once more before we switch over to another class to see if he can get him. Here they go up to the S's. Can Colin Weatherholt make a move here on David Shutt as they work out the
Definitely there.
He looks to the outside. Shutt going to ride right on that white line. Here we go.
Here we go. He used to be a lot of... yeah, Shutt's going to outbreak him again going into the bus stop.
He really sent it there to the bus stop. He's fast at the bus stop.
Uh-huh.
All right, back up front with our race leader, Cameron Bidwell, but behind him there is a battle going on somewhat for third. It is James Simmons, Joey Atterbury, in fourth. But right now, Cameron Bidwell leads the way over Nikhil Kopker. Everything pretty much single file right now, Todd, up in the GT4s.
Yeah, 4-car breakaway basically, and I mean this is a lot tighter than what we were actually seeing the past couple of weeks here in the GT class.
Yeah, so it's been pretty good racing all in all so far here in this one tonight. And here we go once again. Back to that touring car battle for the race lead. Colin Weatherholt once again putting some pressure here on David Shutt, trying to do anything he can to take away this lead as they work out into turn number 9 this time. Heading into turn 10. Pit stop's probably about 3 or so laps away for a lot of these guys. Maybe a little bit more. We'll have to wait and see. This is a good race between these guys.
Oh yeah, I mean they do a great job at not running into each other, and yeah.
So right there, David Shutt goes a little wide, Todd. Here we go. Colin Weatherholt on the inside, side by side up to the S's. And
looks
with
like he's going to clear him right there.
Now can David Shutt get a little bit of a toe here and try to make a move down this straightaway? We know it's possible. Watch for, Weatherholt going to protect that inside. Smart move, but a big move here down the straightaway. David Shutt, wow. Holy cow.
Yeah, he got that run thanks to Ryan Robertson.
Yep.
As Robertson was close enough to make a move as well, but just didn't end up doing it.
Very similar to what we've seen Weatherholt do earlier, by the way, with that big run he had. Back up in the touring car, or GT4, Nikhil Kopker with pressure from James Simmons here for second place. These guys, of course, running right behind our race leader, Cameron Bidwell, as we hop on board here with Nikhil up to the S as they go.
And Nikhil doing a nice job. Currently running second, trying to hold off James Simmons and Joey Atterbury for that second position. But here we go, Bidwell. He's falling under the clutches of those other three as we got a touring car, I believe, in front of them that had gone off track.
Yeah, going to make things very interesting as we see right here, Todd, like you said, it is now 4-car battle for this race lead.
Turn 5, and now towards turn 6 they go. You see a side-by-side battle, yep. Ooh, look at that crossover move there.
Yeah, nice job. This is a good little race here. Really, both of our top spots putting on great races tonight. Top 3 or top 4 in each class doing a really nice job. What makes me impressed is watching these guys, Todd, is how they're able to lay off each other. And not make contact as close as they run here on the road. I've always been impressed with that about these guys.
What's also impressive is seeing these guys back up to one another and get these huge runs to try to go for a win, and then the leader is just able to hold them off just
like
barely.
We're seeing right here in the touring class once again, side by side, maybe a 3-car battle for the race lead through the bus stop. Colin Weatherholt going to take the lead out of the bus stop. Side by side, David Shutt, Ryan Robertson. Shutt, for now, may be able to hold that spot off. Robertson a little bit wider. Should get a good run, and it looks like he does not get the run he wanted on the exit. And then they're actually even battling, like you said a few minutes ago. Here's Brent Kirby battling or trying to hold on to fourth. Brandon Johnson, the driver of that 224 car right behind him, putting some pressure on him for that fourth spot.
Yeah, a lot of good racing going on here at Watkins Glen tonight.
With Trevor Hunt not far behind them guys as well.
But here we go, the Gt4 class going through the bus stop right now. And the battle for the race lead is definitely heating up now. Nikhil putting some pressure on Bidwell.
My gosh, this is very interesting here.
Yep.
This is where things can get crazy. When you start mixing other classes and catching other cars, it usually bottles up a lot of guys, and some guys struggle with it. Some guys work it. Cameron's one of the best, I think, at working through that traffic in this series.
Yep, we've seen numerous times where sometimes it's gone his way and sometimes it hasn't really gone his way. So right now, everything's definitely going his way, that's for sure.
I've always said that's a race within a race, Todd. Because really, when you start getting into with the multi-class or even slower traffic in general, especially like on an oval short track, it is who makes it through that traffic faster. So
for sure. So I mean, right now we're coming through turns 10 and 11 with the GT class. Should be halfway this time by, maybe a little more than that. As you see right there, Bidwell going to come down pit road.
He's not the only one. It looks like, who else? Joey Atterbury's coming down with him, and a couple other cars coming down as well with that class. And then we jump back here. Colin Weatherholt got a pretty good lead now, Todd, over David Shutt, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah, I don't know if Shutt has actually backed off a little bit.
Could be. To
save a little bit of fuel, but here we go. Big race lead battle for the lead here between the GT class as they go through this TC field.
There's Nikhil Kopker, James Simmons.
Oof, that was a little close there with Nikhil.
Really, big run right there for James going into turn 5. Kind of had to get off the gas a little bit. He had such a big run. Oh, cars.
Yeah, here we go. No, not enough of a run there for James for that race lead, but here he comes with a big run underneath of Nikhil. But Nikhil's going to have the preferred line as they work their way through turn 7 towards turn 8.
Hopefully we'll get that back for you guys. I know the car's blinked out and stuff right now. Sorry about that. Cars
Rewide going toward turn 8 here.
Nikhil.
Yep.
Here comes Simmons.
Yep, Simmons looking again.
Watch for a crossover here. Trying to cut that turn shorter out of the exit.
Was unable to do so, but he's right there.
He's right on the bumper, ain't he?
Yeah, but as much as we're seeing this really good battle right now, I'm starting to wonder if these two are actually going to come down pit road this time.
Yeah, here comes. I thought Simmons might have come that time, but
doesn't look like it as they go. Well, down here to turn 1, Simmons is going to look to the inside of Nikhil, and will he outbrake him?
Good run right there by Nikhil on the outside.
Still side by side here through the S's.
To be honest, this is the first time I really sit here and watch James race. He's very impressive, huh?
Yep. Very impressive as he'll lose a little bit of that run, but he's going to regain it back right here.
By the way, this is second and third in points right here that you're watching. Justin Kirby, who's currently leading the GT4 class in the points. Of course, Justin was on and off pit road already. So that is why you're not seeing him up there. But
I kind of feel like that was a little early.
I thought we would see it around like lap 13, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But we did not. I will say that the touring cars have kind of mellowed out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I want to mention that David Shutt did come down pit road.
Okay, so that's why he's so close to these guys then.
Yeah. Yeah, he actually had a pretty solid pit stop.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Weatherholt is still our race leader for the TC class, but I think he's down pit road.
He is on pit road right now. So let's see if Nikhil Kopker comes to pit road this time. I'm going to say yes, that they will. We're seeing everybody else come in, so why not? Probably see James Simmons as well. Here comes Kopker, and here comes Simmons. Tommy Ryan should come as well as Daniel Rowe. All should come down pit road. So we'll jump back to Cameron Bidwell here into 56. And going to have a pretty solid lead, I would think. I'll have to wait and see. He's still got a little bit. Oh, wrecking. What a save by Joey Atterbury. You see that looking back at him. Big save. He got some of that grass out of turn number 9. Here we go. Back onto the straightaway. Cameron Bidwell. Will he be able to clear Nikhil Kopker?
Gonna be close.
Yeah, it's gonna be very close actually. Nikhil might be able to take this with the open track. I believe he's gonna get it. Yeah, he got it.
Yep.
Pretty easily too, actually. A lot easier than I thought it would be. So we haven't spoke about Alex LaRose here at all. But Todd, he moves into third with Justin Kirby now in fourth. Kirby, by the way, has been on and off pit road. There's Justin, your current points leader. This could be a big win here for Cameron if he's able to hold on.
Oh, yeah. This will help him in the points. And
Nikhil Kopker caught speeding.
Well, that ain't going to help him.
That's why he was so slow. James Simmons caught speeding.
Oh, man. That's just a tough break for them too, battling for the race lead and then
second point
coming down and then
That's crazy, huh?
Yep. But it happens.
It does. So you're watching Colin Weatherholt. Everybody else has spaced out over the field, Todd, here after pit stops. Not super surprised by that, I don't think. Now this late in the race.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by it either. I mean, normally that's what happens after pit stops. But the main question is, can David Shutt close back in on Colin Weatherholt? See Weatherholt going through the S's here. As they start looking toward the bus stop.
You're watching. That time it's going to be tough for David Shutt, who I thought would be a little bit closer. He does got his hands full with Ryan Robertson. I guess that's our closest battle, Todd, is for that second position. We've seen them guys battle out a lot here tonight.
Yeah, in a way, I kind of feel like they're just buying their time right now. But I mean, being coming to lap 14 this time by when they cross the line, you're not gonna have much time to really, take your time on. So
there's a good battle right here, Todd, between Les Turner and Matthew Gosh, or Goosh. Is how you say his last name?
I believe it's Gosh.
I think it is too. That's what I've always said. I just want to make sure. This is for 7th place over here in the touring cars. Both really nice paint schemes on both of them cars, by the way. I didn't think I would actually like a lot of these paints on the touring cars, but they do look pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of ways you can create a nice paint for these cars. I mean, personally, my car of choice would be the Honda Civic, but Turn 1, you see David Shutt now growing a little bit of a lead on Robertson, as now he's starting to try to catch the TC class leader of Colin Wellerholt.
All right, so we're sitting here continuing to watch that, and then still watching Les Turner here as well. But let's jump back up real quick to our Gt4 lead. Let's give you a lap here at full speed with the race leader. Cameron Bidwell, by the way, who's working behind a touring car, which is the 14, which we've seen earlier. David Berry. The bus stops. You see, pretty aggressive through these bus stops. You can actually hit them bumps pretty good in these cars.
Yep. Every time he goes through there, I'm almost cringing.
Yeah.
Hoping that he just doesn't hit it wrong and sends himself. But so far, so good.
The dash on these cars is pretty interesting. Now, we can't see everything he sees. That's just iRacing does it for a competitive thing. So competitors can't check everything with water temp and all that, like spotters can't see it and all that stuff. But pretty cool little dash on the inside of this car, I'm not gonna lie.
Got some more touring cars ahead of Mr. Cameron Bidwell.
There's 4 laps to go, by the way, Todd.
Yep. 4 to go.
All in all, pretty happy, I think, with the outcome of this one. No matter what happens, the racing has been pretty good for the most part.
Oh, yeah. I mean, anytime you go to this racetrack with any kind of car, you're going to get some really good racing.
Mm-hmm. Todd, we're going to be live this Sunday. Did you know that?
Well, I was told otherwise, but we may have to see what happens there. But if we do go...
What, we told otherwise?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Me and Patrick are trying to get Jeff...
Because WrestleMania.
Yes, we're trying to get him to postpone it.
I'm okay with that. They got an off week. Push the race back to May 22nd. The Chicagoland race. I'm okay with that. You know, like, so, let's enjoy a weekend off. We haven't had a weekend off since February 13th with them guys.
So definitely, we need to get on board. We don't
get nothing we want in that league.
No,
we don't get road courses. We don't get a night off. I'm feeling sick.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel a little sick myself.
Ain't Stone Cold Wrestling Sunday?
Yes,
that's the only match I care about. You know?
Yeah. I mean,
just because he's wrestling, you know.
And there's another match that I just learned about. I guess Michael Cole is fighting at WrestleMania.
I heard Pat McAfee is too.
So I mean, you got 2 announcers right there.
Pretty cool.
Fighting in WrestleMania.
SmackDown versus Raw announcers.
that would be cool, awesome, actually.
It would be. All right, so everything. For the most part, Nikhil Kopker working on Dwayne McCarthy. This is for 9th. We've seen Nikhil earlier, unfortunately, have that penalty. A minute and 3 seconds spent on pit road. And here goes Nikhil working on Dwayne. Or Dwayne trying to hold on to that spot as they go through turns number 7. And Dwayne, for now, will hold it.
Could be, I think, 2 to go here for Cameron Bidwell?
Yes, sir.
As you see him working his way through. Oh, gets a little squirrely there coming off of them rumble strips, and that's what we had talked about at the beginning of this.
I think. Is it 3 to go?
It may be 3 to go.
I'm going to feel this actually might only be a 18-lap race. Anyway, we'll see. Nikhil was able to get around Dwayne, by the way, for the 9th spot. David Shutt, Ryan Robertson, still kind of close with each other.
Mm-hmm.
See
right here, Bidwell's actually making some small mistakes. Luckily, he has nobody putting any pressure on him right now. I mean, that last time by out of turn 1, he got a little loose coming off of the rumble strips. And then as he was going through, the bus stop actually hit the rumble strip there on entry, and it actually, you know, took him into the grass a little bit to the left. So as you see right here, he's got some slow traffic ahead of him as they work their way through turn 9.
Here comes Cameron. Side by side here with a 54. Brent Kirby in the touring class.
Mm-hmm. We'll see right here if this is 2 to go or white flag.
It will be 2 to go.
2 to go.
Yeah,
yep.
It will be. They was able to cross the line before the 150 mark. So that's going on. Ron Robertson put a lot of pressure on David Shutt, Todd, for a second.
Yeah. Where did... what happened with Weatherholt? Is he still...
Yes, he is still your leader.
Okay. I'm trying to get up through there.
All right.
Through the live timing here, yeah. Yeah, Robertson putting some pressure here on David Shutt for that second position. See them working their way, I believe, out of turn 5 now, heading toward, or out of turn 6, I'm sorry, heading toward turn 7.
Robertson, he has the pace. He's just got to get in front. It's like both these guys, all three of them, really all have the same pace. With Weatherholt, Shutt, and Robertson. Weatherholt, I believe, just had a bunch. Yeah, he had a little bit better pit road. He actually had over a second better on pit road.
See right here, Robertson gonna have a run on David Shutt here through turn 9. But it's
right
not
there.
gonna.
Yeah, Robertson backed up that corner a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be flashing my lights at him.
Doing everything you possibly can to kind of mess them up.
We're coming
Still
to
currently...
a white flag here in just a moment, by the way, but right now you're still seeing this.
Yeah, I'm currently watching it as, you know, myself.
Right.
Here you go.
White flag this time, Todd, for Mr. Cameron Bidwell.
I think he's got it. As long as he doesn't make any mistakes, he's definitely got it. But back here to this battle for the second position in the TC class, Robertson still trying to put some pressure here on David Shutt. He's got a good run out of the S's here.
He backed up that corner a little bit. You see right there, Shutt doing what he did earlier, is defending that inside spot. It's going to be close here. Oh. Whoa!
Yep, he sent it too far into that bus stop right there.
Second spot. Meanwhile, your race leader, Mr. Cameron Bidwell, working through the bus stop, heading into turn number 5 this time for the final time here officially for this race. Very nice paint on that car, by the way. Through turns 6. Now looking up to turn 7 here on the boot section of Watkins Glen. Pretty good race, Todd.
Oh yeah, overall pretty good race. Normally these races kind of get spaced out after pit stops anyways. Sometimes they actually get a little bit better towards the end just because of pit stops.
Did it?
No, it did not.
Still want to see these guys race a short track with multi-class. I mean, we run short track ovals. Anyway, checker flag here, Todd Chase.
Yep, out of turn 10 through turn 11 is Mr. Cameron Bidwell. And he will pick up the win here at Watkins Glen.
There you go. Good race there for him. Meanwhile, we still got a lap left here in the touring cars. Oh, maybe. Yeah. No, that is it. I'm sorry. That is it. So that will make it official. Oh, wait a minute, Todd. Hold on. Did Weatherholt run out of gas? Yes.
Yes, he did.
Oh, wow. Wait, no, wait. I guess he's out of gas?
I don't know. He's definitely clutching through the bus stop here.
Yeah, he is out of gas. Holy cow. Todd, that's a big issue because that's going to be a penalty as well.
Yep.
Because he's got to make it back around.
Yep, and like we've always talked, that's a 4-point penalty if you do not make it back around.
Yeah, this is going to give the if something happens, David Shutt wins this race, and it could still go to Ryan Robertson. If either one of them guys win this race, the lead's going to change hands here in points tonight in the touring cars.
Yeah, here comes Ryan Robertson now again on the back of David Shutt as they work their way up the hill toward turn 8.
Oh, this is going to be a good finish here, Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunate mistakes for Colin Weatherholt. Wow, he just took a little bit less fuel.
Don't know if Robertson's going to have enough.
Now, they both got to make it too. Remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Any of them might run out. But here we go, Todd Chase.
Out of turn number 10 to turn 11. Looks like it will be David Shutt going to pick up the win here in the TC class.
Here's the thing. Good race right there. Here's the thing. Weatherholt has to make it back to the start-finish line. Right now, he's like on 35 miles per hour, Todd. He could still finish third in this race, but if he does not make it, if he falls just short of the start-finish line, because you're not allowed to push, he's got some damage on that nose too, Todd.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to make it. He's now just going 25. Through turn 10.
Yeah, he's got a long ways to go, and it's not an easy place. He's got a little downhill here. No, I don't think he would finish third if he don't make it, but I'm not sure since everybody else behind him's a lap down. I'm not sure how that would work.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. I mean, if I'm him at this point, I don't even come down, or I don't even stay on the racetrack. Yeah. I just come bring it down pit road like he is. Oh! Well,
that's interesting. Well,
that's actually going to help him get out of the pit road. Because I don't think he was going to make it.
You're not wrong. He did boost him up by about 4 miles an hour, didn't it? Yep. All right, so let's move over and do some interviews. He is going to make it now, it looks like. And what we're going to do now is pull in our race winner here on the start-finish line, Cameron Bidwell, who gets the job done here in the Gt4 class. An exciting race here tonight, Cameron. And once again, victory lane. And, well, that one wasn't easy for anybody.
Oh, man, guys, good to talk to you tonight.
Yes,
yeah, holy cow. What a race. The Aston was definitely quicker mid corner and exit. It just handles a little bit better than the McLaren. But man, the McLaren down the straights can just reel you back in 3/10 or so, and so you really just need to bank on hitting your marks in all those corners. Because surprisingly, the GT4s were actually really hard to pass here. We were finding that out in practice. So, when I got pole, I was like, man, I got to hit the start and just try to stay in the lead without making too many mistakes. And we also caught the TCR class, so I pit a lap early just so I didn't have to worry about lap traffic. So I think that helped out as well.
Yeah, first win this season, and it come here at the Glen. Talk about racing it here at the start. There's a lot of traffic, a lot of things could happen, especially early on this race with colder tires.
Yeah, so cold tires in the GT4 for sure. It's super sketchy. You have to be really careful, especially on corner entry. These cars, they don't like to turn because they're really small front tires. So naturally, the brake bias is further to the rear. So if you don't adjust that or think about it, on cold tires, you can loop these things really, really easy. So,
unfortunately, your teammate not having the night he wanted. It looked like he ran out of fuel or something there. But all in all, man, a good night for you, and that's a good thing. So almost a team victory. I'm sure you guys would want that, but either way, you got to give a shout out here tonight.
Oh yeah, shout out to Colin. He did great. Fuel calculations obviously weren't in his favor, but it was definitely a good cat dad showing tonight. Shout out to the rest of the PG-13 crew, and to you guys as always. Always do a great job. So thank you so much.
Hey, good job, dude. Good win.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. All right, Todd Chase. I don't know if we're going to get David Shutt in here or not. So until we find out for sure, why don't you go ahead and give your thoughts?
Well, it was a really good race in there at the beginning. We've seen some really good battles for the race lead, and like Colin had just said, it definitely did look like it was really hard to pass. Not only in the GT class, but also in the TC class as well, because we've seen some of these guys having to back up to that third place to get a really good run on the leader, coming to the bus stop and actually making some passes right there. But we had the pit stops happen and everything else, and it kind of spaced everything out, and ultimately it was Colin picking up the win in the GT class. And I thought for sure it was going to be Weatherholt winning that TC class, but ultimately just didn't calculate right on the fuel and allowed David Shutt and Ryan Robertson to get past him on that.
That's a tough break, man. Weatherholt definitely 100% deserved the win, I think. That's the way it goes. We've all been there. But that's going to do it for us tonight, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast as you see the results stroll by here. Congratulations, David Shutt, and, of course, Cameron Bidwell. That'll do it for us here tonight. You guys have a great night. Take care as always. God bless.